Okay, so we we're still going hot on this somehow. Hi, welcome back. If you somehow stayed all the way to this point, this will be part 8 of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Um, while I was uploading the last two parts, parts 6 and 7, I decided to kind of do a little bit of not exploring. I didn't go anywhere I haven't explored yet, but I did go back to the library because this, as much as I like this sword, I'm really not thriving off it anymore. It's too slow, it's too big, it's too meh. So I went back to the library, and I think in the last video I talked about the Shmoo, or it might have been in part 6. One of the last two videos we talked about the Shmoo. It was an enemy that shows up in the inverted library. It's that floating bag head thing. I said it before, and I think I'm still right on this. I think it comes from like Jewish folklore. In any case, we did a little. We did just a little bit of farming, and in that time, I ended up picking up a Muramasa, actually 2 Muramasas, which is kind of a neat weapon. It functions in an interesting way, as in it starts at a pretty low attack damage level, but as you use it, the more enemies you kill with it, the more the stronger it gets. And you can kind of take advantage of that, but we don't really have the time for that. I'm sure some who may be watching this may already actually see it. But we're gonna skip it for just a second because there was another weapon I picked up, because before I even got that, I came back and ran into a Nova skeleton, and he ended up dropping this, which I have never seen before. This is the Terminus Ist. It's the poisoned executioner's sword. It's pretty cool, I guess. I really do not know how it functions. I don't know what it does. I'm assuming it poisons enemies. And we may play around with that for a bit later. But in the meantime, well, as I mentioned, I did pass it up. I ended up grabbing a Castlevania, which is a weapon that only the Shmoo drops. It's an extremely rare drop, and for whatever reason, I got extremely lucky. This didn't actually take me like multiple hours to get. It actually took me all of 5 minutes, which has never happened before. I kind of wish I'd have gotten it on recording, but I didn't. Because again, I'm just not really, I don't really think any viewer thrives off of watching somebody farm for a particular weapon drop. So we're gonna equip this real quick, and we're also going to equip. We need a shield, so we're gonna go with the shaman's shield. Shaman shield. I've heard it pronounced multiple ways, or both ways. We're gonna. Well, no. Now we're good. Now, looking at my equipment now, I've got a Ring of Arcana attached now. I just went ahead and just switched over to it instead of the gauntlet. Reason being is that well, obviously it increases rare item appearance, so there's always that distinct possibility we might come across some weird enemy drop in the next little while. I've got the Twilight Cloak because it's by far the best cloak I've got currently. Got the Ring of Pails reattached or re-equipped to me as well. Just gives me kind of across the board stat boost. Nothing major, but it's worth it. The Walk Armor is doing me pretty good. I'm at a defense stat of 45, which is exactly where I kind of want to be. Same with the Dragon Helmet, helps with defense. And also actually lowers enemy defense somehow. It's kind of neat. I just earlier saw this description and I was like, oh wow, I did not know it did that. So we got the Shaman Shield, and then we have the Castlevania. The description reads, countless blades, dice, and enemy. So that's the Castlevania. Just as its description implies, it is literally, you tap X and you hit. I mean, you're just we've won the game, guys. This is it. Like this is the point where the game is basically done. I kind of hesitated even trying to get it, because I was kind of afraid that it might be, I don't know, a little ridiculous. However, I'm gonna do my best to try and keep things a little interesting, or as interesting as I can. Specifically, the next couple of boss encounters, we're gonna take a look at what's coming up, and we're gonna kind of play around with some of the new weapons we've gotten. Also, too, my sword familiar, he's level 48 now. Just kind of naturally, I just kind of wanted to try to keep him leveled up. I mean, he's useful. It's arguably the most useful familiar in the game, amongst the group that you can get. And I guess to give a kind of itinerary for what's about to happen here, I'm going to be going into the inverted underground cavern, mainly because there's a few bosses I want to get taken care of. Yeah, it's, you know, this is gonna be a chill section of this playthrough. It's really not a big deal. As you can see, this thing just mows everything down. It's got an attack stat, like my attack stat right now is at 80. So imagine doing 80 damage per every hit that I go for here. That's basically what's going on. As you can see, for that poor dark octopus, which incidentally I think is a really cool looking enemy in this game. I believe it only, I don't think it shows up in any other game except Order of Ecclesia, I believe. I think that's the only other Castlevania game where that enemy shows up. And it's kind of neat. It doesn't really do a whole lot. I believe it can poison you. I think that's its whole shtick to a certain extent. Yeah. This thing, I'm sorry, but this thing is just incredibly dumb. It's an incredibly cool weapon. I forget the lore behind it. Like it's like, I forget if it's, I want to say it's like Irish or maybe Scottish in origin. It's like a legendary sword or something or other, but I've got it now. And of course it's dropped by the most unassuming enemy you can imagine. Oh, that's nice. I want to equip that now. Very good. Got my shield. Awesome. I did not realize I was going to bump into that like that. It's awesome. But yeah, Crisegrim, really cool sword. Look it up on Google. Tell me all about it in a comment or something. I don't know. I'm kind of elated right now because we're really on essentially the final stretch at this point. It's mostly just a little bit of busy work here and there, and just a little bit of just a few more bosses that we technically have to get rid of, and that'll be about it. And then we'll be done with this game, and I guess I'll have to start figuring out what the hell I'm going to do next. I have a few ideas as far as what kind of, or what game I would like to attempt. Mainly, matter of fact, I guess I could get this out of the way. Part of the reason I'm actually getting back into this, because I was sort of into this long time ago, it feels like, and I kind of just sort of let it fall to the wayside because I don't know, I guess shit happens and things happen, and passions tend to fade every now and then. But the other day, before I even decided I was going to start recording this game, I actually kind of just took a look at the backlog on my PlayStation 4. You know, just all the games I own and all the games I have not even touched or even attempted to play, and I was like shocked and disgusted, and I was like, okay, I need to fix that because I've spent all this money and all this time collecting all these damn games and doing all this bullshit. And I think I really kind of need to sit down and start getting through some of these things. So I picked a pretty easy game to start with on this. You know, I'm familiar with Symphony of the Night. It's, again, one of my favorite games ever. Played it way too much. You know, I'm uncomfortably familiar with this game. So it seemed like a good choice to sort of wean me back into this stuff. But like I said, I have a couple of ideas as to games I could play. There's one in particular that's really sticking out to me. But the only issue is it's a game I've literally never played before, and so it would be a learning experience from the start, but it might actually make for a really fun playthrough. So it might be something I do. Might actually go for it. I think it would be fun anyways, but we'll see. I will probably consult with a couple of close confidants about that. Sort of see what they might have to say about it. Like, hey Jared, that's a horrible idea, or hey, actually that sounds like fun. So, you know, when I get around to that, when I start really kind of getting into the nuts and bolts of what I might do next, I'll definitely kind of probably drop some hints about that in the next couple of days as to what I'm thinking of doing. Because there's actually, if anything, if I'm being honest, there's two games I'm thinking of that would be just downright perfect for an extended playthrough. It's just they're both. One of them is a game I've actually played around with, so I'm kind of familiar with it, and I'm familiar with how it works for reasons I don't want to give too many hints away about that one. But the other one would be a completely fresh, brand new, never played before game. So, kind of, sort of leaning towards that one. I just think it would be more fun, and I honestly think it would be a game full of funny shit. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm sorry if I seem like I'm kind of rambling about nothing. It's just this is really a very boring section of the inverted castle, because unlike the right side up castle, you really have to go through a lot of water in the underground cavern now, and it's just really awful. And you can kind of fix that with shield dashing to a certain extent, but doesn't really help that much. It's a little helpful, but not that helpful. Makes it a little less painful, I guess. I don't know though. I don't know exactly when we're gonna be finished with this. This is part 8, and I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I'll be finishing the game on this part. I think it'll be the next one, which is fine. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't hit 10, so if I can get it done by 9, by part 9, I'll be happy. Oh, also, I should probably mention that too. I have 107,000 gold. I did also make a detour off recording. I made a detour back to the normal library. I paid a visit to our librarian friend and sold all of my jewelry that serves literally no purpose other than to just farm money. So went ahead and did that. And I guess I guess at this point I might as well bring this up, because it's still something I'm debating in my head how I'm gonna maybe handle it if I choose to do it. So when you beat this game, you do kind of unlock a few, well, not really like extra modes per se, but you do unlock a couple of characters to play as. I think I've mentioned this before. You beat the game and then you're able to play as both Richter Belmont and Maria Renard. I don't know for sure. I may do a small like addendum video later on down the road, just kind of showing off gameplay with Richter and Maria. Oh my god, they dropped that again, but won't drop a void sword to save my life. I may do a small addendum video for that, or addendum video for that, but I will not be doing full playthroughs of either character, or for that matter, the Axe Knight Lord. I gotta say, honestly, at this point, 8 videos in, I'm vaguely sick of this game. Again, I still love it, and I still consider it one of the best games I've ever played. And I adore every little ounce of it, but I've really reached that weird point where I'm basically done. Like, I'm ready. I'm gonna be a really happy camper when I officially finish up with this game. Okay, that was new. Sword has never done that before. That's pretty cool, actually. But yeah, this I guess this this part of the playthrough is mostly just busy work. I'm kind of almost sort of delaying the inevitable, but I mean for good reason. There's a few cool bosses to see, and you know, a few little extra things to check out before we you know, put a cork on this game for good. Hey, it's a meal ticket. They're all meal tickets, I believe, which I guess is nice. Now my bat form looks pretty cool. I bet my wolf form looks pretty cool too. No, it looks pretty shit still. Wishful thinking on my part, I guess. Hey, peanuts! Matter of fact, actually, I might do that addendum video, if only because there's also a kind of a special item you can buy after you beat the game from the librarian. If you reload your save file, there's an extra item you can buy in his inventory, which is kind of hilarious. I won't spoil that one. So hopefully one of these days when I get around to doing that, it will probably be worth a good chuckle or two. Because it is. If you think, I'll put it this way: if you think this sword breaks the game, you have seen nothing. you have not seen the full extent of what a broken Symphony of the Night kind of looks like. Or maybe you have, because if you've seen any actual speedruns of this game, you've also seen this game in pretty bad broken shape. I'm just gonna go down or up here. I think this is another save room. Yes. Get used to that, because I'm very paranoid. I'm always. So one thing that hasn't happened yet with this game that's still kind of in the back of my mind scares me is that I'm always almost afraid that I might do something to lock up the game or fuck up my progression or something, and I would rather that not happen. So, you know, I'm just being safe. Safety saves all day, every day. Okay, so we want to go here first because there is a boss here. Hey, look! It's our friend the doppelganger. Oh. Well, this is, well, there it is. That was the Doppelganger 40. Basically the same exact fight as the original Doppelganger. Though his, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but the sword he was using, I believe, was that poison sword that I kind of talked about at the beginning of this video. I believe his movesets change depending on what kind of equipment you actually, not the equipment you have equipped, but rather, I know that was a redundant phrase, not the equipment you have equipped, but the equipment you currently own, that you currently have in your inventory. Because I obviously do not have that weapon equipped, but he definitely was poisoning me with his sword slices. So I assume that's how that works. Could be wrong, but what is this? The Dark Blade. What could this be? Wow, it's actually not too far off from the Casagram. It's okay, but it's very hard to beat this right now. I mean, look, this is stupid. I mean, it's like it sort of trivializes the game, but I mean, that's kind of the point of a Metroidvania at the end of the day. It's like, that's literally the player's objective. By the end of the game, you should be able to do shit like this. Like, this is how this should work. In any Metroidvania. Well, not all Metroidvanias do that, but I mean, I can, like, good examples I can kind of put out there. I know, like like Hollow Knight, by the end of the game, if you've been picking up enough equipment and upgrades and stuff, I mean, you basically feel like a tiny insect god. Axiom Verge is a really good example of this. I mean, by the end of the game, you have so many different weapons to choose from, and so many of them are just unbelievably overpowered. It's just, you know, and you just feel kind of insanely overpowered and ridiculous and kind of dumb by the end of it. Trying to think, what other Metroidvanias are there that I can relate to, that I can kind of point out? Well, Super Metroid, obviously. And the original Metroid, for that matter. I mean, by the end of those games, if you've been grabbing all the equipment, Samus Aran is just like, I mean, just, you're an unstoppable killing machine. That's the whole objective of these games, is by the end of it, you should be absolutely 100% unbeatable, unkillable, and unstoppable. And if you're not, then more than likely you're either playing a Metroidvania designed that way, or you're doing something wrong. So, you know, just saying. And also, too, as you can see, the enemy types are getting a little more exotic. You know, we've got cave trolls now, evil octopuses. You know, we've got the Nova skeletons. We've talked about those before. You know, ready to fuck up your day. You know, we saw the Wizard of Oz themed enemies in the inverted library. We've still got some more cool ones to see. Which, as I kind of come across them, I'll talk about them. The ones here, I mean, they're kind of neat. The Dark Octopus, I think, is neat, if only because it's kind of a unique enemy you don't really see a whole lot of in other Castlevanias. The Cave Troll, he shows up in, I think, every future Castlevania game after this one. He kind of becomes a sort of staple. I'm not 100% sure. I think he actually originates from Rondo of Blood. I think that's where he was first featured. There we go. So now my bat can actually do damage with its echolocation. That's kind of neat, I guess. We're not really going to be seeing any of that, I don't think. Well, I guess we could... Oh yeah, and that's the Cave Troll's claim to fame. He assaults you with his tongue. It's weird though. I feel like the Cave Troll shows up in a different Castlevania, but he's not called a Cave Troll. I think he's called a Chupacabra. And that might be Dawn of Sorrow that I'm thinking of. I don't know, that's something that kind of happens throughout a lot of the Castlevania games for some reason. A lot of the enemies, nothing changes about them except their names, and I'm not really sure why that happens. It could be a localization thing. It could be a... you know, maybe, oh, well, the original localization was wrong, and now here's a more proper this is what we were going for. I'm not entirely sure what sets that off, but, you know. That's a blue Venus weed. I don't know, has anybody ever smoked some pot that's called blue Venus weed? I don't know, that just sounds... That sounds weirdly specific. Oh, I guess I could mention that as like kind of a weird... Since right now all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to the next little area down here, or up here I should say. You know, I guess you know, for those of you that know me, obviously I live in South Mississippi. Go figure, right? You know, and you know, having lived down here for a long time, I have very specific expectations of kind of the culture and more specifically, you know, the very kind of conservative views that a lot of the citizenry has towards, you know, quite a few different topics, and especially when it comes to drug use. And, you know, obviously, I think it was only the other day, maybe yesterday, day before yesterday, that Illinois officially legalized marijuana. Now, I might promise you, if you're listening to this, I am getting somewhere with this. Just bear with me. Anyway, so Mississippi, conservative, we don't like drugs, drugs are bad, okay, whatever. I was out in my family room earlier, and I was watching television, which I very rarely do, but this evening, I guess I was just in that mood. And a commercial comes on, and it's a commercial that I assume is an anti-pot, anti-drug commercial. You know, like one of those like mad, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, or Dare, Dare, don't do drugs, that kind of thing. And instead, it was a commercial that was like presenting a couple in a house, and the guy obviously had been smoking pot, and he insisted that he was high. And so like his girlfriend or wife or whatever was like, I need you to do this. I need you to do to prep some food in the kitchen. He's like, oh honey, I can't really do that right now. I'm like really high. And she's like, okay, I guess you're right. And then like it cuts to the next scene, and the wife is like, honey, I need you to run up to the store and get something for dinner. And he's like, baby, I really can't drive right now. I kind of feel a little high. And like I was genuinely shocked, because it was not demonizing these people for having the gall to smoke pot in the privacy of their own home. It was actually like just basically saying, yo, you know what, we know you do it, probably just do it in your home, and please be responsible about it. I was genuinely shocked. Like I was not expecting that. So like good on whomever put out that commercial for South Mississippi. Like that genuinely tickled me to chuckles earlier this evening. I was genuinely amazed. Also, here's death.
So you've made it this far. In the name of your father, cease this foolishness.
Not while there is breath in my body.
Then, for the master, I'll feast on your soul this night.
Okay, so just to make this a little less like insanely ridiculous, we're gonna go with a standard sword here to try and try and do this in a legitimate fashion. Admittedly, though, it doesn't matter, because death is literally a pushover in this game. Also, I'm not really thriving on this design at all, actually. I don't really know what that's supposed to be. But there we go. We have all 5 of the Dracula pieces, so hooray. Which also, incidentally, is kind of a reference to Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, thus the trophy that popped up. That's weird. Is my... Huh. He got turned off somehow. I'm not sure how that happened. Let's go, demon.
There's a switch. Perhaps I should press it.
But now we're basically ready to go to the end game. I guess. But first... There's a couple of things we want to do first before we do that. Well, really, like, one major thing we need to do. There is another boss, down here. In the room where we fought the Grand Falloon, the Legion Ball of corpses. There is a very special boss in here. He is a completely optional boss, I will say. And he's also kind of a neat, I don't even want to say an Easter egg, really, but when we get to him, I'll explain. But it's kind of neat. It's neat that he's in here. Mind you, though, when I first played this game, I didn't actually understand who he was, and or like what his significance was in terms of this series of games. But later on, I educated myself, and I grew to understand, like, oh, this is actually a really cool little thing. And also, we got the Alucard sword now. I think we've got all of my original starting equipment. Kind of amazing, actually. Death did a pretty damn good job. He didn't just take your equipment, he fucking sent it to another dimension. He's surprisingly effective at his job. Okay, we'll go ahead and go there, because I want to go ahead and have that ready to go. It's really, I don't think I used them too much in the normal castle, but I swear to God, the teleport rooms in the inverted castle are like a must. Because like once you've navigated an entire area in this castle, you don't really feel like ever going through it again. Because it's a pain, the platforming's weird. I just picked up some strawberries. It's the power of Sire. It's like a screen. It's like a full screen bomb attack. It's pretty neat. We may see that being used in a bit. Actually, that would have really helped against Beelzebub to have multiples of those. So it's Salome. You can kill the cat, by the way. I kind of feel bad about it, but also I really don't. Just your standard magic, you know, magic anime girl with a witch hat. Oh my god, skeletons. I hope nobody's afraid of skeletons. But you really shouldn't be. Everybody has a skeleton inside them. Except for people with no bones. I don't know if there are people with no bones, but if you don't have bones, you don't have a skeleton in you. Probably. Necklace of J. I don't... Huh. Okay. Oh, shit, I might as well. This is why I hate the inverted castle. This is not actually the... I wanted to go the opposite direction, but upside down things confuse me. My brain cannot parcel that shit out for some reason. I have always had this issue. So the frozen half dropped the Necklace of J, and then the game just gives me another one because, you know, why not? Yeah, this area is, I mean, there's not a... Well, I guess it's a little different. It's snowing in here now, for whatever reason. You know, that's pretty cool, I guess. You know, because it's upside down. Everything's opposite. That's the rules in opposite world. If it's upside down, it's also the opposite of what it was. If it was hot, now it's cold. Got a diamond. I'm just gonna save again. I don't know if anybody does what I do. I have a really bad habit in JRPGs where if I'm saving my game, I save like 4 times just to be sure. I've done that ever since I was like, ever since I was in like middle school when I first started getting into JRPGs. Like I've always done that. Where I will save like 4 or 5 times and like, okay, now I know for sure everything's okay. I'm gonna try. I don't think it would be a fun weapon to use here. This might be fun. Just to see, I'm curious. I'm really curious how this is gonna affect this boss. So, I promise you, if you're watching, you are not expecting what you're about to see. Okay, so this is Galamoth. Oh my god, he does a lot of fucking damage. Galamoth is actually an interesting character. He is not originally in any specific Castlevania game. He is originally from the spin-off game for the Nintendo Entertainment. Well, actually, the Famicom, because it never made it to the United States officially back then. The Famicom game known as Kid Dracula. Kid Dracula stars, well, depending on who you ask, it's either a young Dracula or it's Alucard. I think this game, in having Galamoth as a boss, I think it kind of tongue-in-cheekily accepts the idea as canon that Kid Dracula, the main character of that game, is in fact Alucard. Also, this dude is just ripping me to shreds. I need to get behind him. Oh shit. Not, ooh, this bad. Like I said, he is not easy. As a matter of fact, he is, of all the bosses in this game, he has the highest amount of HP in the game. I do know that much. Was kind of hoping I had maybe might be able to get through it now. I was kind of hoping I had an elixir, but of course, silly me. Why would I have an elixir? Why would I ever have something that was useful? Shit. Ooh, them invulnerability frames, though. Shit. This is really hard. I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to do this legitimately. Because he knocks you back. Okay. Okay. So for those watching, I'm sorry, but I think that's enough of that. We don't really need to get ourselves killed right now, do we? I don't think I do. Where's my goddamn Chrysagram? Fuck this. I'll be honest though, this is not a guarantee I'll beat him. This dude, I mean really, he's no fucking joke. I mean, he will tear your ass up. Easy. Shit. That attack alone is just unbelievably stupid and irritating. And I need some, where are they? I had some meal tickets. Where are those meal tickets? What is that ramen? Fuck it, ramen. That's better than nothing. Strawberries. I'd say that's like one of the weirdest design decisions in this game is how food items work. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's just really... Oh, hey, oh my... Ooh, hello. I didn't realize that's where the sword went. Wow, okay. That's pretty neat. Oh, ow. Shit. I'm dead. There's no way I'm not dead. Fuck it. Yeah, shit. Well, that finally happened. Telling you guys, he's a real bastard. That Galamoth. He's apparently the king of space also. That's an actual thing. That's his actual title. He's Galamoth, the king of space. Or in some cases, or translations, the king of time and space, which actually makes a little more sense. But I prefer king of space, because it just sounds exceptionally childish and stupid. Can I actually... Now I'm curious. Because I would much rather have my sword... Oh, shit! Dude's got fangs now. Holy crap. Okay. I can thrive on that. Fuck you, fuck you. Oh my god, fuck that. Oh, fuck you for that too. Oh my god! Well, kiddos, I don't think there's a chance in hell that I'm beating him this time either. Nope. Oh my god, that's ridiculous. Well, okay, so that's 2 game overs within 5 minutes. So that cinches it. I have one more option here. One more thing I can do. It's a little cheesy, but it's a legitimate strategy against Galamoth because he's got the most HP of any boss in the game. I think his HP's in like the millions. It's ridiculous. So where are you? I have you. Where are you? Where is it? Where is this damn thing? There we go. Okay, so we've got this. This is the shield rod. Fairly unassuming weapon. Doesn't seem like that it's that big of a deal. And I have my Alucard shield equipped. Now, for those of you who have played this game before, what I'm about to do may be like a little cheesy, and you may be rolling your eyes, but I'm sorry. I'm not thriving on like. I'm not one of those people who thrives on like Uber challenges. If there's an actual way to fuck something up without really breaking a sweat, I'm totally doing it. In this case, let me show you what the shield rod does. The shield rod, depending on what shield you have equipped, it'll have a different effect. Here's what happens when you use the Alucard shield with the shield rod. So that is Galamoth done. Again, I kind of hate to do that, but I'm sorry. I'm not gonna sit here and get all the way to him. I made 2 legitimate attempts. I do not have to defend my decision there. I think most people probably, once they figured out what the shield rod was actually capable of doing, I have a feeling most people probably took that option with him, because it's a horrendous fight. I'm sorry, it takes way too damn long, and his attacks are bullshit. Oh, and I might add, completely random. There's no actual pattern to what he does. He just kind of decides to do shit. I think it's kind of, sort of dependent on where you're located. But even, oh my god, all these trophies. Okay. How are we doing on relics? Are we done with all the, no? We still got 2. What the hell are those last 2 relics then? But okay, we're done with Galamoth. We don't have to ever deal with him again. King of Space my ass. I'm the King of Space, damn it. Okay. I do want to go over to the other side of this area. Only because I think there's stuff I can take advantage of, maybe pick up. So what level? I'm not quite 50 yet. Okay, that's about where I need to be, I guess. But see, even the Crissaegrim, as ridiculously over the top as it is, even that's really not that good against Galamoth. It's just, you know, I'm sure there's probably videos online of people doing it, like, oh, I beat Galamoth without taking a hit, and you know what? Good for them. You know, that's awesome. Something I would never have the patience to learn to do. So yeah. Like I care anyways. We're in the final fucking stretch of this game. I don't give a shit. At this point, it's all about just having fun and being dumb. I mean, hell, I spent most of the time previous to the death battle just describing a marijuana safety commercial like that. I don't know though, if anybody actually gets to this point, if somebody actually sits down and watches all these videos and gets to this point, feel free to leave a comment if you have any suggestions for games I might want to check out. You know, just try to keep it to like PlayStation 4 available titles, because that's all I'm working with right now. I wish to hell I had a PC that worked, but mine is gone pecan, baby. It's there ain't no saving that. Also, somebody threw a skull at me. That's nice. Dumb as it kind of is, I actually do like the shield dashing animation. It just looks kind of ridiculous. Oof. Not putting that damn spike breaker on. I'm sticking with the armor I have, damn it. And also too though, judging by the my save file, because apparently my eyes see really fast. I don't know if anybody watching would have seen it. Apparently, as far as map completion, I'm at like I'm probably pretty close to like 190% now. It was like 183% on that menu, but anybody watching this that says that wasn't somehow satisfying, if that wasn't just straight up ASMR, I don't know what is. Just listening to all those chunky skeleton noises. Oh, here we go. Round 2 of this. A red bean bun. Right on. You know, though, honestly, oh well, there's a whole section I have not gone through. So actually, we're really almost done. I mean, we're kind of running out of stuff to do at this point. There's one more area to really explore. I don't think I've got any more bosses to take out. Well, except for the last couple, but I mean, that's kind of a given. Yeah, brothers and sisters, I think we're about done with this game, actually. Wow. I guess, though, I still don't think I'm going to be able to finish it in this particular video. I think it's going to have to be the next one. Though what that means, frankly, is that the next video will be probably fairly short. It'll be a nice little cap off, I guess. We got down. You know what level is my sword? It's level 50, okay. I feel like they've changed that, actually. Somehow. I thought it was supposed to, I thought the max level for familiars was 99. And I could still be right. I could be right on that, but I don't know. What is that? Somehow missed this room. How did this happen? Oh. Well, hoopty shit. How exciting. It's another save room. Yet another save room. I'm getting so comfortable with save rooms lately. They're so cozy. I call upon the power of magic missile. Just a single-use item. All it does is it just teleports in a little bow and arrow and it shoots. It's pretty. It's really not that exciting of a little single-use weapon. Guess I really could start doing that a little more often. That could get me through areas a little quicker. Yeah, we want to go all the way down here. I just love the fact that I'm basically just a walking wall of blade death. It's a really nice feeling. Okay. Where the hell am I going? I'm going... Okay. I know where I'm going, I think. Or at the very least, I have a vague notion of where I want to go. But not there. I know this is the most exciting part of this game, is watching me rotate through all these teleport rooms and... Oh boy. I don't know, I really don't have a whole lot to say about this game. I mean, I hope, just kind of getting it out of the way now, I guess. I hope everybody so far has enjoyed, like, if you've somehow made it all the way to the end, like, to this video, and hopefully you'll get to the next one too. I really hope that you've enjoyed, your time with with me and my kind of rambly, you know, good-natured, not too hyper-exaggerated or over-the-top commentary. It's actually been quite fun to do this. I've forgotten how much I enjoy doing stuff like this. It's, you know, and yeah, I mean, I'm not like expecting like hundreds or thousands or tons of people to watch any of this stuff. I don't really care, actually, all things considered. I just care that it's out there, and that if somebody actually sits down and gets a hold of it and looks at it and likes it, then fine, I'm happy. And plus, it just kind of spices up the whole, you know, literally digging through my backlog and trying to, you know, get ahead of myself on some of the games I own, because like really, because Bloodstain's coming out, you know, near the end of this month. Well, I think it officially releases on the 18th, you know, I'm definitely going to be playing that. I will probably be recording that, or if God willing, if I can somehow work out a way to do it, I might even try to stream it, because I do have a Twitch channel that has not been in use since God knows when, 2014, 15. But I know I definitely want to do that, and I know that in November I will definitely be playing Death Stranding. I do not know if I will record or attempt to stream or anything like that. I don't think I will, honestly. That one, I think I kind of want to. I want that one all to myself. Been waiting way long enough to where I think I can say that comfortably. I don't want to share my experience of that game. I want that one to myself. I don't know though. I've had fun doing this. And as I said before, hopefully if anybody's been watching these or getting through them, hopefully you've been enjoying them too. That's all I could ever ask for, really. Oh wait, I think there's an item down here. I don't know what it is. No, nothing. Shoot. This might be a save room? No. I know this isn't. Really though, I don't know what those last two relics are. That's really bugging the shit out of me now that I think about it. Like, that's really bugging the shit out of me. I guess they might be familiars. That'd be my only guess. I just don't know where those are or why they are, but there we go. Got myself a library card. Yay. Now watch one of these damn void skeletons drop the goddamn void, or what are they, Nova skeletons? It'll drop a damn void sword now, when I was really wanting that like 2 videos ago at this rate. I don't know, this isn't too bad. We're doing okay. Overall. I'm trying to understand, what am I looking at there? Huh. Okay, and this goes back to the upside down alchemy lab, I believe. Oh no, this goes back to the very beginning of the beginning. What the hell am I looking at there? How am I looking at there? It's like a couple. Wow. Just. Well, as a matter of fact, though, I think I'm not gonna even try to I don't know if I'll make it to a save point in time before my time runs out on this recording, because again, I'm limited. Wow, I can't even speak. I'm limited to exactly 1 hour of recording time on my PlayStation 4 Pro, which I guess makes sense. They don't want you to fill up your entire hard drive with a accidental like 16-hour recording, but I don't know. I might just let it get to its max and then just immediately start recording again and just try to get this finished. Because I do not see the point in extending it any more than I need to. And I mean, I'm really kind of running out of ideas as to what else there is for me to do here. Like I know there's like a little path off to the right coming up that I can take. I'll check that out and see what's up, but I mean, really, we really are at the very ass end of this game. There's really not a whole lot left to do. Except for those 2 relics. I don't really know what's going on with that. I don't know where those last 2, and they've got to be familiars, but I don't know where they are. So strange to me that that's like something I'm missing. I can't think of anywhere I've missed. I mean, I've been to every major area in both castles. I believe. Don't think I've somehow missed anything. But actually, though, no, I've reached the save point, so I guess this is a really decent stopping point. But I will be immediately recording the next video. I'm going to try to upload these 2, have them ready by tomorrow, which will be, well, later today, which will be Sunday. So I'll have finished this game over a weekend, so I'll feel great for that. So if you're watching and you've been here since the beginning, thank you very much. One more part. Next part's the last part. It's the last hurrah of Castlevania Symphony tonight. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.